Vice President Shettima calls for collaboration with World Economic Forum to foster economic development and growth in Nigeria and Africa. Last on the news, Nelfund declares disbursing 116.184 billion naira for upkeep of students across 176,252 beneficiary institutions in the country as at 1st January 2025. From the international, police saying at least 3 people are killed in a Russian drone attack near Ukraine's capital. Details of these and more coming your way soon. Do stay with us. Many thanks for joining us at this time. Now details of the news. The Nigerian government has called for collaboration with the World Economic Forum (WEF) to foster economic development and growth in the country and on the African continent. Specifically, it sought partnership with the global body on the African Atlantic Gas Pipeline in a bid to connect Nigeria to Morocco and other African countries, as well as the recharging of Lake Chad to tackle the global food security crisis, another existential threat. Vice President Kashim Shettima stated this during a bilateral meeting with the President of the World Economic Forum, Borge Brenda, on the sidelines of the ongoing annual meeting of WEF in Davos, Switzerland. On the African Atlantic Gas Pipeline, Senator Shettima said Nigeria will be in a vantage position to take advantage of the WEF platform to develop the gas project, pointing out that this will address the geopolitical challenges in Europe and the growing demand for energy due to artificial intelligence, data mining and storage. He sought WEF's collaboration in fundamental areas such as the African Atlantic Gas Pipeline, which will connect Nigeria to Morocco and other African countries, especially in transporting natural gas from Nigeria to North Africa and Europe to improve energy security and economic growth in the country. The Vice President also informed the WEF President about the ongoing reforms being undertaken by the administration of President Bola Tinubu, saying the Nigerian President has returned Nigeria to the path of sustained economic growth. The House of Representatives has postponed its plenary resumption from January 28 to February 4, 2025. This was in a statement issued by the House spokesman, Honorable Akintunde Rotimi, who noted that the postponement was communicated to members through an internal memorandum from the Clerk of the House, Dr. Yahaya Danzaria, on the directive of the House leadership. According to the statement, the decision was made to give committees additional time to finalize ongoing budget engagement and offences with ministries, departments and agencies (MDAs). This step aims to ensure a thorough and comprehensive legislative process. The House reaffirmed commitment to delivering on its legislative duties for the benefit of Nigerians and expressed gratitude to stakeholders for their understanding. Nigerian Education Loan Fund (NELFund) has declared that it is up to as of 1st January 2025. It has disbursed 116.184 billion naira for upkeep of students across 176,252 beneficiary institutions in the country. The Education Loan Fund was, however, given a paltry 58.4 billion naira budget envelope for 2025 fiscal year. Correspondent Kolojo reports that the Managing Director of NELFund, Akintunde Soya, who stated this in its presentation before the National Assembly Joint Committee on Tertiary Institutions and TETFund during Budget Defense session, however, clarified the total of the 116.184 billion naira, 37.7 billion naira was expended on institution loan. According to him, a total number of 352,796 students applied for the loan, while 108,484 were given. On the 2025 budgetary proposal, NELFund Bas informed the Senator Muntari Dantutse and Honorable Boyega Isiaka-led Joint Committee that a 58.4 billion naira budget envelope was given to the agency.
So, to date, 176,252 institutional loan beneficiaries. The total loans disbursed are 18,496,396,986. That's the total loans disbursed. The total
Still on education, the federal government has set a target of 2027 for transitioning its examination system to 100% computer-based testing (CBT). Minister of Education Dr. Tunji Alausa disclosed these while speaking with journalists in Abuja after the inauguration of the Committee on Improvement of Quality Examinations in Nigeria. Correspondent Kuleojo reports that Alausa said that the committee will start with the responsibility of addressing key challenges in the education sector, standardized examination practices, and ensure fairness and quality. He emphasized government's commitment to tackling widespread examination malpractices and enhancing the overall quality of the nation's educational assessment. According to him, tackling examination leakages require a holistic approach as students are not the only culprits in examination malpractices.
The third area the committee will be working on is to migrate our exam from current paper-based examination to computer-based testing, CBT, in the next 3 years. So we're planning by year 3, all our exams will be computer-based.
You're still on to the news on Galaxy TV. Let's go on a break. When we come back, the news continues. So stay with us. We are glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and the latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with thoughts on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Galaxy TV News. You can follow and interact with thoughts on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments, as you can easily scan our IG QR code. In a move to promote a sustainable environment and safeguard public health, the Lagos State Wastewater Management Office on Friday sealed off several facilities for violating environmental regulations as outlined in the Environmental Management and Protection Law 2017. This was made known by the State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, through a statement on Friday. Among the facilities affected were public toilets located under the bridge at Leventis bus stop Akpogbo and Ebute Market Block N. The public toilet was penalized for discharging untreated sewage into the lagoon and constructing an illegal public toilet, while the Ebute Market was sealed for channeling sewage pipes into public drains and building a septic tank on a walkway. The agency also resealed Optimum Exposure Media Control Room for deliberate discharging of untreated sewage into the lagoon and other environmental nuisances. To other stories, Oyo State government on Friday signed agreements with contractors for the execution of 68 kilometers rural access road projects under the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project (RAMP). The State Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Olasokomi Olaleye, signed the Phase 1 contract agreement with the contractors at the conference hall of his ministry in Ibadan. In his address, Olaleye explained that signing the RAMP intervention comprised backlog maintenance, rehabilitation, and cross-drainage structures. He said it is an inclusion of farms to local agricultural market connectivity program connecting farmers to agro-logistics hubs. Olaleye added that the project, when completed, would improve economic activities, making mobility easier, cheaper and shortening in rural communities. He charged the contracting firms not to compromise standard in job delivery, saying the design specification, contract duration should be strictly adhered to.
And upgrading and repairs of selected prioritized cross-drainage structures throughout the states, and improvement of access to transport services for the rural population in Oyo State. It is believed that with the fulfillment of these objectives, the much emphasized reduction in post-harvest losses, provision of all year-round transportation, improvement in economic activities, making mobility easier, cheaper, and shorter in rural communities, and accessibility to basic infrastructures will be attained.
The project's development objective is to improve rural access and agricultural marketing in the participating states. The project activities are physical improvement of rural access infrastructure involving construction, rehabilitation and maintenance of rural access.
Still in southwestern Nigeria, as part of moves towards bringing to its barest minimum road accident among drivers in Ogun State, the leadership of the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria organized free eye screening tests for its members in Ogun State. The chairman, Comrade Akebu Titilayo, made this known while speaking with newsmen in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Correspondent Kuleojo completes the story.
Poor eyesight has been identified as one of the major causes of road accidents by drivers. To stem the tide, the leadership has organized a free eye test for its members. The chairman, speaking to the state secretary, said good eye condition remained an important factor in their profession. He noted that lack of good sight can contribute to the high rate of road accidents.
Chairman Dimitri that on the arrival, on the commencement of another year, we should do free eye screening for all the members. You know, our people, they don't have much time. That's why we try to bring it to the state headquarters here. And you know, our work, and not our work alone, sight is very, very important. That's what we need. If your sight is bad, you cannot do anything. The last time we did this type of free eye screening for our members, we discovered glaucoma and some other sight problems, and which the state headquarters pay the bills for those that need surgeries, and those that need eyeglasses. With the help of the eyeglasses, it corrected their sight. So the impact is, you know, when our people are driving, a driver can drive up to 15 or 18 passengers at the same time, and you never can tell. The vehicle can develop a fault on the road, so that will elongate the journey. The journey that you expect that you will be at your destination by 6 p.m. it can take you up to 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So with that, if your sight is good, you can drive anytime. We have discovered some sight problem like glaucoma, like I said earlier, and the state headquarters have treated it for the members.
On our part, an optician and medical expert urged drivers to embark on eye tests at least once in a year. One of the beneficiaries thanked the organizers for the gesture.
But the only thing we observe most is that most of them are refractive error. And then secondly, almost all of them, they have something they call pterygium. Maybe due to their exposure to sun and dust. I want them, number one, to continue this processing by checking their eye at least once in a year, especially the person that is over 40 years, according to World Health Organization.
It is a very good initiative, especially for our association. Very, very unprecedented, and it's been very fine.
No fewer than 100 drivers have benefited from this gesture. just as the leadership has assured that those requiring surgery will be catered for. From Abeokuta, the state capital, John Felix reporting for Galaxy Television News.
And that report was from our correspondent in Ogun State, John Felix. And now moving on to the other part of our stories. There has always been issues with allocation of funds from the state government to local government. And joining us to talk about the allocation for 2025, we have Honorable Fatai Adeshina, who is a former lawmaker, a lawyer and a lecturer who joins us live from Ibadan to discuss issues surrounding the Federal Allocation Account Committee. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us at this time.
Good evening. How are you this evening? And how is Lagos?
All right, so the Federal Allocation Account Committee, FAC, disbursed local government general allocations to states due to inability of 774 local government councils to have dedicated accounts with the CBN. How do you react to this?
Please come again. Cannot. Please come again.
Okay, do you need me to repeat the question?
Yes, I want to.
Okay, all right. So the Federal Allocation Accounts Committee, FAC, disbursed local government January allocations to states due to inability of the local government councils in Nigeria to have dedicated accounts with the CBN. How do you react to this development?
Well, my reaction is that we have seen already. Since July last year, when the Supreme Court passed the judgment, we've been having a lot of back and forth from those that will implement it. I even learned from Grapevine that some governors has directed that their local government should not even open accounts with CBN. Except we have a clear-cut ideology or process, I can tell you that they will continue to delay and delay till God knows. That's my reaction.
Okay, so as a former lawmaker, do you really see the local government being financially independent from the governors? And do you think this might just be bottlenecks, designed to not really make these local governments be financially autonomous?
I don't. Let me be honest with you. With the current arrangement that we have there, the president has done his bit, but he cannot dare the governors. That is the politics behind it. And for them to have a total autonomy, they must remove the hand of the governors from the running of the local government, which they are not ready to do. Don't forget the fact that those that are in the saddle of local government administration today are appointees. Don't use elected, appointees of the various governors. And he who pays the piper dictates the tune. They will still continue running the way they are. And for any chairman to say, would like to dare governor, my sister, they will use the so-called councillor to remove the such chairman. So it is still 6.5 or dozen, like what we have on ground now. So we should not just stop deceiving ourselves, because the governors are in total control of the local government through their appointees, who they claim are elected chairmen.
Okay, so finally, before we let you go, how do you think we can begin to make our different arms and tiers of government independent of one another and absolutely free from interferences to perform their lawful and constitutional duties?
Thank you very much. That's a very good question, and I must commend you for that. Except we have a thoroughbred legislatures. There are 3 arms of government. We have the executive, the judiciary, and the legislatures. But do they allow the legislators to function? You will see their control right from the time we want to appoint a speaker. It is the governor that will choose the speaker. It is the president that will choose the speaker up there. And that is why the problem starts. Because when you go through our constitution, section 7B says that local government administration should be run through the state houses of assembly. And that's why it said they should have their own budget, which must be passed by the state house of assembly. Tell me a particular honorable now, say maybe on your state, where we have 4 or 5 that came in through the other party, APC. The rest were nominated, sponsored, given form by the governor of the state, ditto everywhere. And that is why we need to allow the House to function independently of the executives. Why, when the tango judiciary will come in, that is the only option. That is how we can enjoy our democracy. And that's why you see that even the power to impeach the governor lies with the House of Assembly, the various houses of Assembly. And that's why ab initio, they want to control it right from onset. So except you have an independent houses of assembly in the various states, you will never enjoy this democracy. To still be military unitary government.
All right, we thank you so much for taking time to join us on our news at this time. Thank you so much for joining us on Galaxy TV News.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
All right, that was Honorable Fatai Adeshina, a former lawmaker, lawyer and a lecturer who joined us live from Ibadan, Oyo State capital. Now we move to the international desk for more news. This is news from the international scene. At least 3 people have been killed in a Russian drone attack near Ukraine's capital. The Interior Ministry said on Friday that drone debris killed 2 men and a woman in the overnight attack on the central Kyiv region, which damaged a residential apartment building, 8 houses, commercial buildings and several cars. Meanwhile, Ukraine's military launched a barrage of drones into Russia, claiming to have hit oil facilities in Ryazan and microelectronics production plants in Bryansk. Russian authorities had earlier said air defense system intercepted and destroyed 121 drones launched by Ukraine overnight. The drones were downed over 30 in the Russian region, including Moscow, Kursk, Bryansk, Belgorod and the Russian and Crimean Peninsula, according to the Defense Ministry. Moscow's Mayor Sergei Sobyanin said the drones have been intercepted at several locations around the capital. The governors of the Ryazan and Tula regions, both located south of Moscow, also reported attacks. And that's it for now, but do join us at 9 p.m. for our prime time news. My name is Iriba.